Pubs, nightclubs, airports, malls, hospitals, ships, your local Asda, they all have one thing in common. They play music. You can listen to music on the International Space Station or while on hold on the telephone. Even deep in space there's music. Music is everywhere, and so are royalties, or the money songwriters, artists, producers and labels receive for their work. Every time you pay for your pint, a fraction of that money should flow back to the legitimate owners of the copyrighted works, the music you listen to. But how do they know how to distribute all that money? Unfortunately, the answer to this question is that they have never figured out an efficient and democratic way to have the people involved in the music industry covered. Just 150 years ago, the breakthrough technology, the gramophone, finally gave us the opportunity to hear our favorite opera from the comfort of our own homes. When the relative records went on sale, it was quite trivial which orchestra and label should be paid, not only because there were a lot of them, but also because of the simplicity of the endeavor. The only metrics you needed were the volume of sales, and later on, the volume of radio broadcasts. For the first 100 years, it worked quite well. In the late 80s, another breakthrough technology revolutionized the way we enjoyed music. This allowed us to steal it, again, from the comfort of our own homes. With digital distribution and content streaming a couple of decades later, that perennial system broke for good. We didn't have to buy records or discs anymore. We didn't need the actual record shops at all. We don't even own our own music collections, therefore we can't pass them on to our children. On the other hand, very same content providers, more often than not, don't pay royalties to the artists and labels because they simply don't know who to pay. And sometimes they're right. Today, nobody really knows for sure who to pay. The temporary solution of blanket licensing deteriorated things even more. 5 years ago, the top 1% of artists in the UK actually earned 77% of the total revenue inside the music industry. Today, the situation is not much better. The survival of the music industry is in danger because the system that should reward the people involved is totally broken. That is why we invented Solomon Ears, a compact, smart device for the music industry. Solomon Ears can track and attribute audiovisual works, executing smart contracts within a blockchain platform. With distributed ledger technology, it has the ability to compile catalogs containing countless combinations of real-world data. We will know the actual playlist of every club and venue from London to Tokyo. We will know in what order each specific song was played, what day and time, and for how long. We will know if it was played once or multiple times, as well as what was played before and what came after, to name but a few. Vast data. Every single place on Earth playing music will constitute a node of this enormous network of machines working relentlessly for the artists and labels. Finally, we will know who to pay, and so will the copyright collection agencies, the money collectors, all over the world. Finally, we will have one common and universal royalties catalogue to rely on. That very same data will also be used in the fields of performance analysis and impact control of the copyrighted works. It will be available to the authors themselves, producers, distributors, and labels. Anyone in possession of a Solomon Ears premium device will be able to have access to this valuable data and at the same time generate some more revenue for the music industry. And there's an extra bonus too. Solomon Ears will be used in the containment of piracy. Thanks to the systematic use of these devices all over the world, even the pirated pieces of audiovisual works will generate revenue, reversing the equation and thus turning piracy in favor of the rightful owners. It will make sense for the very first time in history for a DJ to download music in the afternoon in order to play it later that night in the club in which he works. Solomon ears will hear it and acknowledge it, generating a new block with that entry in the log chain. The rightful owners will not be harmed because their creation will be included in the royalties catalogue. Artists, labels, and anyone in the music industry should be acknowledged for their work and rewarded for their intellect in a transparent, democratic, efficient, and secure way. Systematic use of Solomon ears and Solomon ears premium devices will revive the interest of artists and creators, stimulating the production of more audiovisual art, promoting, as a consequence, culture in general. Solomon ears for the music industry of today.
I tried carrying